Hello guys, welcome back to CodeZ channel. So let's talk about dictionary. A dictionary in Python is basically used to store data values using key value pair. You can think of dictionary in Python as a proper dictionary where you can go and just look up the meaning of a word. In this case, let's say you want to look out for a word door, you want to check the meaning of door in your dictionary. That can be taken as a key in Python dictionary, right? Then when you go to your dictionary, you can look out for the meaning of door, right? When you go to where you have door and then it has the meaning, a door is this, blah, 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 right? So that meaning is actually, we can see it as a value in Python dictionary. So the word itself is the key and then the meaning of that word is the value. So that is a simple analogy I can give for Python dictionary. The items we have in our dictionary is actually mutable in Python and also ordered. This means that we can update the items that we have in our dictionary. We can remove the key, or we can update the value, we can update the key, and we can remove item and even add new items to our dictionary. Also, they are ordered, like I said, but you have to bear in mind that if you are using Python version 3.6 and below, then the items in the dictionary are unordered. But if you are on 3.7 and above, then the items in your dictionary will be ordered. Also, the keys that we have in our dictionary cannot be duplicated. We must always have unique key in our dictionary. To initialize a dictionary, we can make use of the curly bracket and even the dict constructor. To learn more about Python dictionary, you can head to Python website and check out the documentation on that. However, let's do one or two operations on Python dictionary in our Jupyter notebook. So let us create a new Jupyter notebook file. Let's call it dictionary. I'll call it Python dictionary. Yeah, dictionary. Let me change this to Markdown. Right. So let's start with initializing a variable with data type dictionary. So let's say we have dict1. Then to initialize our dictionary, we can use the curly bracket, right? The way we specify a key and we specify a value. Our key can be a string and it could be even integer or any other number, right? So let's say we have this to be name as our key. Don't forget, when you are adding items to your dictionary, you have to specify the key and the value. So if this is the key, which is name, then the value, we can say the value is this, which is John, right? Then also I can say age as the key, right? Then I can specify maybe 45. Okay, then I can execute this. Let us check the type of this. This one, you can see it is a dict type, right? Also, let's say we want to define, let's define another dictionary, which is dict2 to be this. Let's say this is also name, and then we call it Bonlad. Then age, without putting it in quotes, right? Let's say maybe this is 67. If we execute this, this will give us an error because this age is not a variable, right? Which means no value has been assigned to it. And because of that, we have to put this in quotes, otherwise we will get an error. So if I try to do this, then I will get name age is not defined. So the proper way in this case is to use this quote. Or I could have assigned, so I can come up here and assign a value to I can assign the value to this age variable. Let's say I say age is what? AGE. Then let me execute this. Then come back here to execute this. Then everything will be fine because I already defined it. So what it means in this case is that this age, we have this value. So let me print dict2. You see, we have age there. The other way to initialize our dictionary is to use the dict constructor. Let's see how we can do that. Say dict3, then you say dict, right? Then you, in the parentheses, you can then specify what we have here as well. Like in the same pattern, we can change the information, or let's just add to it age this. Then we can say subject, let's say mathematics. I'm in level of mathematics. So yeah, so when we execute this, right, let's also check the type. It will also be dict3, right? It's also dict, and then let's print what we have there. Dict3. You can see we have what we initialized here. Also, we can initialize our dictionary in another way as well, using the same dict constructor. So we can define it this way. We can say name is equal to John. Then we say age is equal to 45. And then we say subject is equal to mathematics. Right. Then I execute this. Let me check the type. Type of dict3. It will be dict. Then let me print out dict3. Right. We also have this. Okay. There's also another pattern, or another way we can initialize our dictionary. Let's say dict4 is equal to, we can do dict, right? Then we use the square bracket as say we want to add a list. Okay. Then we do it as if we want to create a tuple. So we have in here, we have age, comma, okay, let's start with name. We say name, comma, maybe Olamide in quotes because this is a string, comma, then we can have another key, which is age, comma, then the value, you can say 67, right? Then we say subject, then the value, right? So we can execute this. Then let's check the type of dict4. It should be dict. It's dict, right? Then let's also print it to see. Good. So you've seen the different ways we can define our dictionary, right? So now let's talk about the different methods that we have for our dictionary. For our dictionary, let's define a variable. Let's say dict5 to be this. Let's also use the same means we used to define this. And just let me just copy and paste that. So I'll print dict5 again, dict5, and see we have the same value. So in Python, there's a method which is known as clear for our dictionary, which can be used to remove all the elements that we have in our dictionary. So for us to clear everything we have in dict5, you can say dict5 dot, again, if you forget the name of the method you are looking for, just type the tab button, right? Then you can see clear, copy, then all the other possible methods you can use on your dictionary. So we want to clear, so I can do this, dict5.clear, right? Now let me print to see the content of dict5. It should be empty now. because of this clear. So let us redefine this dict5 back to this, so we can use another method, right? And also let's see how to copy. So you can copy from a dictionary to another variable. For instance, say we want to create a new variable and we want this variable to consist of this same value that we have in dict5. Instead of doing dict6 is equal to this, we can just use the copy method on the dict5 to get those values to our new variable. So we could say dict6 is equal to dict5 dot copy. Then let's print dict6 to see the content. You can see we have the same value there. Also, there's get method which can be used to retrieve the value based on key. So let's say we want to retrieve the age from this dictionary from dict6. Well, let's redefine a new variable. Let me copy this. Let's say this is dict7, right? Without using dict constructor, let's just make it very simple. So let me do print dict7. Can see what I have. So in this case, I can say, okay, I want to get the value of age in dictionary dict7. To do that, I'll just say dict7 dot get, right? Then I will specify the key. The key is what? Age, right? Then when I execute that, I'll get dict7 dot get age will be, the output of that will be 45 because that's what we have here, right? Also, let's try and see if we use a key that does not exist. What do we get? We didn't get any value because we don't have any key as this with this same key. Don't forget there's difference between this age starting with a lowercase a and this age starting with uppercase A. That's the reason we don't get anything. Okay. Also, there's a way we can also get a list of all the items that we have in our dictionary. So we can use the get method of dictionary. Oh, sorry, we can use the items method of dictionary. So let's say dict7 dot items. This will give us a list which consists of the tuple, which consists of a tuple of the items we have in our dictionary. You know that tuple, ideally, a list uses the curly bracket, the square bracket, then tuple uses this, just like the way we defined it here. You can see that's the way it will return the value back to us when we use those items. Also, we can decide to, okay, we want to get all the keys that we have in our dictionary. There's a keys method that we can use for that. Dot keys, then it will return the keys only. Don't forget the keys in this case are name, age, and then subject, right? This is where we define the dict7, right? So the keys are name, age, and subject. So let's see that. You can see say dict keys are this: name, age, subject. Also, we can retrieve the values only by doing dict7 dot values, and this will also return just values for us. You can see the values: John 45 mathematics, John 45 mathematics, right? Also, we can use the update in case we want to update our dictionary with specific key and value. So let's see how we can do that. We can say, let's still use the same dict7. Let me print the content of dict7 again. Dict7, right? We have this. Then we can say dict7 dot update Then we have to provide what we want to add to our existing dictionary. So let's say we want to add an attribute, maybe school, right? You can say school, I mean a key which is school and a value, let's say footer, right? Then we execute. Now let's check the content of our dict7. We should now have the new item that we just added. You can see now we have school footer as value because that's what we did with this. So these are some of the the useful methods that we have in our dictionary. You can head to Python website to learn more about this. You can check out the documentation on dictionary to know more about this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Kindly click the subscribe button, like and share, and I will see you guys in the next video.